Rush into Old Navy today for 50% off all tees for the family. Today's the last day to get all tees for 50% off. Plus, redeem your super cash now to save even more at Old Navy and OldNavy.com. Tees valid 10/21 to 10/22, excludes active licensed, men's packaged, and in-store clearance. Super cash valid 10/21 to 10/29.
Episode 903 of No BS Job Search Advice Radio. This is your host, Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I'm the head coach for Job Search, CoachingHQ.com, and that's a site where I've curated the best of my content. Podcasts, videos, articles I've written, the best of my stuff, plus you can ask me questions through the site. Now, this show, it's Sunday as I'm releasing this, is about phone interviews, and it's more phone interview advice for job hunters. And I've done other videos on the subject, but this is more. Hope you find it helpful. Hope you give the show 5 stars on iTunes or Stitcher. It does help other people find the show. And if you're not connected with me on LinkedIn, send a connection request to me at linkedin.com/IN/the Big Game Hunter. And now, I guess what we ought to do is let's get going. Hi, this is Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and welcome to No BS Job Search Advice Radio. I've done a bunch of videos and podcasts about phone interviews and how to do them more effectively. And this is a show that I'm going to talk with you about some more tips about phone interviewing well. They're easy to implement. They're casual. They involve what I call acting, the theater of phone interviewing. So I hope you find this helpful. And if you do, give No BS Job Search Advice Radio 5 stars on iTunes. It does help other people discover the show. So without any further ado, let's get rolling. Although I've done a video before, or I did a video before about phone interviewing, I want to cover a couple of additional points. And, I'll simply say that you already know that you need to be at a quiet place for the conversation. But there's some fun things that you can do that will help you really excel at a phone interview. When the interviewer calls, you thank them for making the call, and then you say, I've looked at the job description, but, could I get an idea of what it is that you're looking for from me? What's the role that I'm interviewing for? So this way you make sure you're on the same page as the interviewer. Often from the time that the position description has been created until the time that you actually interview, it's evolved a bit. And although the job may read one way on paper, in actuality they're screening for something a little bit different. So always take the time to ask them what it is they're looking for. Another subtlety is, ask them, how long do you expect we'll be speaking? And you can simply say, I just want to make sure that I have that amount of time in my schedule. Now, when they're scheduling the interview, they say, can we speak at 1 o'clock? Terrific. How much time should I set aside in my calendar? Just get an idea of the amount of time that you'll be talking with them. Listen to their question. I can't tell you the number of times where people start to get off on these long tirades. And I have to call them a tirade because after a while, they have no idea what they're talking about. They have no recollection of the question is. And I've gone so far as to ask them, do you remember my original question? So try to stay on point by answering the question in 45 seconds or less. If you have to go to a minute, so be it. But try to keep your answers to about 45 seconds in length. And listen to what they're asking you. Along the way, you may want to sound like you're thinking about your answer, like you're being a little reflective. It's acting that you're doing. They can't see that you have notes out in front of you, that you're jotting down some things. Another thing I'll mention to you is, see these? Headphones, right? If you have access to headphones, use them. I find that being hands-free when I do my radio show and when I do my calls all day long is extremely helpful. It just allows me to use my hands. I'm not going to develop a crink in my neck that's going to wind up hurting during the course of my conversations. Use headphones if you can. And finally, at the end of this, you might ask them, so what's going to happen next? When do you expect I'd hear back about next steps in the process? That gives you a sense of timeline. And then, again, nothing I'm talking about is to be done in a way that sounds like you're anxious or nervous. Everything is, again, about the acting of the part. So you might just simply say, so thanks for calling. When do you think I might be hearing back about next steps in the process? Well, I have a number of people to speak with. Of course you have a number of people to speak with. But I'm just trying to get a feel for the timeline that you folks have. Well, I expect we'll be back to you in a week to 10 days. Or, I expect I'll call you tomorrow about scheduling an in-person interview, or whatever it is. Just get a sense of timeline, and then conclude by saying, I just want you to know I happen to be particularly interested in this role. I do look forward to hearing from you about next steps, and I'd love to continue further. Firms find it much more appealing when they're being pursued. One of the things that hiring managers in particular hate is when they have to extend an offer that's going to get turned down. So you want to express interest because frequently, it's a differentiator when hiring managers are deciding which person to make the offer to. They've got two individuals. They like them a lot. They're both quite capable. The thing that puts it over the edge for you can be very simply that they think you're interested.
So that's today's show. I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, here's a few ways that I can be of help to you. First of all, if you're interested in one-on-one coaching from me, help with interview preparation, or with assistance on a salary negotiation, email me at Jeff Altman at thebiggamehunter.us. In the subject line, tell me what it's about: coaching, interview prep, salary negotiation, whatever it is. Just put it in the subject line, and in the body, just tell me what's going on, and we'll schedule a time to speak. Next, if you're interested in resume and LinkedIn profile reviews, critiques and such, or a job search makeover where I review every aspect of what you've been doing in your search and try and help you make corrective action one time, you can find out about it at my website, which is thebiggamehunter.us. Look for the tab on top that indicates the kind of service that you want. Click through, place the order, and we'll get to work right away. And there's always JobSearchCoachingHQ.com, where I have curated information that you can watch, listen to, or read that's going to help you find work more quickly. Plus, through the site, for one price, you can also ask me questions as well. Again, that site is JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. I'll be back with more soon, and in the meantime, have a great day. Take care.
And now, insurance-minded speeches from Geico.
Hardship. My grandmother would go through it every month to pay her insurance bill. First, she would handwrite a paper check, in cursive. Then, using her own tongue, she would wet a stamp for an envelope. Today, however, we need not weary our hands and tongues. Today, we can pay our Geico bill with the Geico app. Away with hardship, in with bill pay on the Geico app. Thank you.
Make the city your classroom at the Borough of Manhattan Community College. We offer flexible day, evening, weekend, and online classes at 9 locations in Manhattan, Brooklyn, and the Bronx. BMCC is among the top 5 community colleges nationwide, with over 45 academic programs that prepare students for a successful career. Students start here for quality learning and savings. Attend the open house on Saturday, October 28th. Visit bmcc.cuny.edu/Spotify. Start here, go anywhere.